Life has a beautiful way of teaching us lessons through the relationships we cherish. Sometimes we find ourselves in connections where the energy feels unbalanced, where we are always the ones reaching out, always the ones initiating, always the ones keeping the bond alive. If this sounds familiar, know this: it's not a reflection of your worth, but a call to honor yourself. When someone doesn't call or text you, first pause. Instead of reacting with hurt or frustration, turn inward. This is an opportunity to nurture your most important relationship, the one with yourself. The need for external validation often stems from a deep desire to feel seen, appreciated, and valued by others. It's a natural part of being human. We are social beings, wired to seek connection and approval. However, when this need becomes the cornerstone of our sense of worth, it can lead to a life filled with anxiety, insecurity, and emotional dependence. Releasing the need for external validation is not about isolating yourself or disregarding others. It's about recognizing that true validation comes from within. When you depend on others to affirm your value, you give away your power. You place your happiness in their hands, waiting for a compliment, a nod of approval, or a gesture of acknowledgement. And when that approval doesn't come, it can leave you feeling empty, unworthy, or even questioning your entire self. This cycle creates a fragile existence where your sense of self-worth rises and falls based on someone else's opinion. The truth is, no one can give you what you already possess within yourself. You were born worthy, deserving of love, and enough just as you are. This isn't something that needs to be earned or proven. It's an inherent truth of your existence. But for many, this truth is overshadowed by years of conditioning. Perhaps you were taught to seek praise from teachers, parents, or peers. Maybe society's messages about success, beauty, or status have convinced you that you need external validation to be enough. These influences can create a disconnect from your own inner knowing. Releasing the need for external validation begins with a shift in perspective. It requires you to understand that validation from others, while sometimes nice, is fleeting and unreliable. People's opinions can change based on their mood, circumstances, or even their own insecurities. Building your worth on such an unstable foundation is like building a house on sand. It cannot stand strong. To cultivate a sense of self-worth that doesn't rely on others, start by turning inward. Spend time getting to know yourself, your strengths, values, and passions. Celebrate the unique qualities that make you who you are. Reflect on the times you've overcome challenges or achieved something meaningful. These moments are a testament to your resilience and capability, and they don't require anyone else's acknowledgement to be valid. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this journey. Begin each day by affirming your worth. Say to yourself, "I am enough. I am worthy of love and respect. My value comes from within." These words may feel unfamiliar at first, especially if you spent years seeking validation from others. But with consistent practice, they will become a new truth that anchors you. Another important step is learning to trust yourself. When you seek external validation, it often stems from a lack of confidence in your own judgment or decisions. You may look to others for reassurance, doubting your ability to navigate life on your own. To counter this, start small. Make decisions without seeking input from others. Trust your intuition and learn from the outcomes, whether they're successes or lessons. Over time, this practice will strengthen your self-reliance and reduce the need for outside approval. It's also essential to recognize the role of self-compassion in releasing external validation. Be kind to yourself, especially when you make mistakes. Instead of harshly criticizing yourself, offer understanding and grace as you would to a dear friend. This self-compassion creates a safe internal space where you can thrive without depending on others to make you feel okay. Letting go of external validation doesn't mean you stop caring about others or become indifferent to their opinions. It means you approach relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. When you validate yourself, you can connect with others authentically, free from the fear of rejection or the pressure to constantly prove your worth. This creates deeper, more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. It's important to acknowledge that releasing the need for external validation is a process. There may be moments when you still feel the pull to seek approval from others, and that's okay. What matters is your commitment to returning to yourself again and again as the source of your worth. Each time you choose self-validation over external validation, you reinforce your inner strength and resilience. In time, you'll find a profound sense of freedom in this practice. No longer tied to the opinions of others, you can live your life with authenticity and confidence. You'll make choices that align with your true self, rather than trying to fit into someone else's expectations. This is the essence of empowerment, knowing that you are enough exactly as you are without needing anyone else to tell you so. Releasing the need for external validation is a gift you give yourself. It's a declaration that your worth is not up for debate, and it's not something anyone else can grant or take away. When you embrace this truth, you step into your power, and the world begins to reflect the love and respect you've cultivated within yourself. Life often pulls us in countless directions, with responsibilities, relationships, and expectations taking center stage. Amid this whirlwind, it's easy to lose sight of yourself. You may find yourself investing so much energy in others, caring for their needs, ensuring their happiness, and maintaining connections that little remains for your own well-being. This pattern, though well-meaning, can leave you feeling depleted, unfulfilled, and disconnected from your true self. Shifting your focus back to you isn't selfish, it's an act of self-preservation and love. It's about reclaiming your energy and redirecting it toward what nurtures and uplifts you. When you've been conditioned to put others first, the idea of focusing on yourself can feel uncomfortable or even wrong. Society often glorifies self-sacrifice and equates prioritizing your needs with being self-centered. But the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you neglect yourself, you compromise your ability to show up fully and authentically for those around you. Shifting your focus back to you is not about abandoning others, but about finding balance, ensuring that your own needs are met so you can give from a place of abundance rather than lack. The first step in shifting your focus is recognizing where your energy is going. Take an honest inventory of your daily life. Are you constantly trying to please others or meet their expectations? Do you find yourself saying yes when you want to say no? These patterns can drain your energy and leave you feeling unfulfilled. Awareness is key. Once you identify these tendencies, you can begin to make conscious choices to prioritize yourself. One powerful way to refocus on yourself is by reconnecting with your passions and interests. Think back to what used to bring you joy, activities, hobbies, or dreams that may have taken a back seat to life's demands. Reclaiming these parts of yourself can reignite your sense of purpose and bring a renewed sense of fulfillment. It doesn't have to be grand or time-consuming. Even small moments of joy, like reading a book, gardening, or taking a walk in nature, can make a significant difference. Creating space for self-reflection is another vital step. Spend time alone, away from distractions, to tune into your thoughts and emotions. Journaling, meditating, or simply sitting in silence can help you reconnect with your inner self. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? What brings me peace? What do I truly desire? Listening to these answers allows you to align your actions with your deepest values and needs. Boundaries play a crucial role in shifting your focus back to you. Without them, it's easy to get caught up in other people's expectations or demands, leaving little room for yourself. Setting boundaries is not about shutting others out, it's about protecting your time and energy. Learn to say no when necessary, and don't feel guilty about prioritizing your well-being. Remember, every time you honor your own needs, you set an example for others to do the same. Practicing self-care is an essential part of this shift. Self-care goes beyond spa days or bubble baths. It's about nourishing yourself on every level: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It means eating well, moving your body, getting enough rest, and addressing your emotional needs with kindness and compassion. It's about creating rituals that ground and center you, whether it's a morning meditation, a nightly gratitude practice, or simply taking a few deep breaths throughout the day. Shifting your focus back to you also involves letting go of guilt. Many people struggle with the belief that prioritizing themselves is wrong, or that they're letting others down. Challenge this mindset. Remind yourself that your well-being is just as important as anyone else's. When you care for yourself, you become a better partner, parent, friend, and colleague. You're able to show up with more patience, energy, and love, because you're not running on empty. Another key aspect is learning to celebrate yourself. In a world that often emphasizes external achievements, take time to honor your inner growth and victories, no matter how small. Did you set a boundary today? Celebrate it. Did you carve out time for yourself, even if it was just 5 minutes? That's worth acknowledging. These moments of self-recognition reinforce the idea that you are worthy of your own attention and care. As you shift your focus back to you, you may notice resistance from others. People who are used to you always being available may struggle to adjust. Stay firm. Remind yourself that prioritizing your needs is not a rejection of them, but an affirmation of yourself. Those who truly care about you will understand and respect your choices. In time, this shift will transform your life. You'll feel more grounded, more in tune with your desires, and more capable of creating a life that reflects your authentic self. By prioritizing your well-being, you're not only nurturing yourself, but also inspiring others to do the same. You become a beacon of self-love and balance, showing that it's possible to care deeply for others while staying deeply connected to yourself. Setting energetic boundaries is an essential act of self-love and self-preservation. It's about protecting your emotional and mental space from the influences that drain, overwhelm, or deplete you. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but guidelines that help you maintain your well-being while fostering healthy and respectful relationships. They define what is acceptable for you and allow you to navigate life with clarity and confidence. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear being perceived as selfish or unkind. You might worry about hurting others' feelings, being judged, or losing connections. But the reality is, boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about preserving your energy so you can show up as your best self. When you prioritize your own needs, you create a space where mutual respect and understanding can thrive. The first step in setting energetic boundaries is to become aware of your feelings and needs. Pay attention to situations that leave you feeling drained, anxious, or resentful. These emotions are often signals that your boundaries are being crossed. For instance, if you feel overwhelmed when someone frequently asks for your time or energy without reciprocation, it's a sign that you need to establish limits. Awareness is key. It helps you identify where changes are needed. Once you've recognized the areas where your boundaries are lacking, it's important to define them clearly. Ask yourself, what am I comfortable with? What am I no longer willing to tolerate? Your boundaries might relate to how you spend your time, how much emotional energy you invest in others, or how you respond to demands or expectations. Clarity about what feels right for you is essential because it forms the foundation for communicating your boundaries effectively. Communicating your boundaries can feel daunting, especially if you're not used to advocating for yourself. However, it's a necessary step. When expressing your boundaries, be honest and direct, but also kind. Use I statements to take ownership of your feelings without blaming others. For example, instead of saying, "You're always taking advantage of me," you might say, "I feel overwhelmed when I take on too much. So I need to limit my availability for extra responsibilities." This approach helps others understand your perspective without feeling attacked. It's important to remember that not everyone will respond positively to your boundaries, and that's okay. Some people may resist or push back, especially if they've benefited from your lack of boundaries in the past. This resistance is not a reflection of your worth or the validity of your needs. It's simply a sign that they are adjusting to the changes. Stay firm and compassionate. Over time, those who value and respect you will adapt, and those who don't may naturally fall away. A crucial part of maintaining energetic boundaries is consistency. Once you've established a boundary, it's essential to uphold it. If you waver or make exceptions too often, you risk sending mixed signals, which can lead to confusion or further boundary violations. Consistency reinforces the importance of your boundaries, both for yourself and for others. Another aspect of setting energetic boundaries is learning to say no without guilt. Many people struggle with saying no because they fear disappointing others or being perceived as unhelpful. However, every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to something that could nurture you. Practice saying no in a way that feels authentic and respectful. For example, "I appreciate the invitation, but I'm not available," or "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't take that on right now." These responses are polite yet firm, allowing you to protect your energy without unnecessary explanations. Self-care plays a vital role in boundary setting. When you prioritize your well-being, you reinforce the importance of your boundaries. Self-care might involve taking time for solitude, engaging in activities that rejuvenate you, or seeking support from loved ones or professionals. By caring for yourself, you demonstrate that your needs matter, which strengthens your ability to maintain boundaries. It's also helpful to release any guilt or shame associated with setting boundaries. You are not responsible for managing others' emotions or expectations. Your primary responsibility is to yourself and your well-being. Boundaries are not about rejecting others, but about honoring yourself. When you approach boundaries from a place of self-respect and compassion, they become a tool for building healthier and more balanced relationships. As you practice setting energetic boundaries, you'll notice a shift in your life. You'll feel more empowered, more at peace, and more in control of your energy. Relationships that once felt draining may become more balanced, or they may naturally fade away if they no longer align with your values. Most importantly, you'll create a space where you can thrive emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Setting energetic boundaries is not a one-time act, but an ongoing process. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and courage. With time and practice, it becomes second nature, allowing you to navigate life with clarity and confidence. By protecting your energy, you honor the most important relationship you have, the one with yourself. And from that place of self-respect, you can cultivate a life that truly reflects your values, desires, and well-being. Radical self-love is a profound and transformative journey. It is about embracing yourself wholly, without conditions or exceptions. It means loving every part of who you are, the parts you celebrate, and the ones you've hidden away, the moments of triumph and the times you've stumbled. Radical self-love is not simply a fleeting emotion, it's a deep commitment to honor yourself in thought, action, and spirit. In a world that often emphasizes comparison and external validation, practicing radical self-love can feel revolutionary. Many of us are taught to base our worth on achievements, appearances, or the approval of others. We internalize these messages, creating a narrative that we must earn love and acceptance. Radical self-love challenges this notion. It declares that you are worthy, not because of what you do or how you look, but because you exist. The foundation of radical self-love is self-awareness. To truly love yourself, you must first know yourself. This means taking the time to reflect on who you are, what you value, and what brings you joy. It also means acknowledging the areas where you've been critical or harsh with yourself. Awareness shines a light on the patterns and beliefs that may have kept you from fully embracing who you are. Through this understanding, you can begin to rewrite the narrative and create space for compassion. Self-acceptance is a key pillar of radical self-love. It's easy to love yourself when everything feels perfect, but true self-love extends to the messy and imperfect parts of life. It means accepting your flaws, mistakes, and vulnerabilities as part of your humanity. Instead of berating yourself for not meeting unrealistic standards, you choose to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Self-acceptance doesn't mean you stop growing or striving. It means you honor where you are while remaining open to where you're headed. Another essential aspect of radical self-love is releasing the need for perfection. Perfection is an illusion that often keeps us trapped in cycles of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. Radical self-love reminds us that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love. It encourages us to embrace our quirks, scars, and imperfections as beautiful parts of our unique journey. In letting go of perfection, we free ourselves to live authentically and unapologetically. Practicing radical self-love also involves setting boundaries. When you love yourself, you recognize the importance of protecting your energy and well-being. Boundaries are not about shutting others out, but about creating space for what nurtures and uplifts you. This might mean saying no to situations or people that drain you, or carving out time for rest and self-care. By setting boundaries, you affirm that your needs matter and that you deserve respect from yourself and others. Forgiveness is a powerful act of radical self-love. Many of us carry guilt or shame for past actions or decisions. These emotions can weigh heavily on our hearts, preventing us from fully embracing ourselves. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean excusing mistakes. It means recognizing that you are human and allowing yourself the grace to move forward. When you let go of self-blame, you create room for healing and growth. Radical self-love also invites you to celebrate yourself unapologetically. Too often we downplay our accomplishments or dismiss our strengths out of fear of seeming arrogant. But self-celebration is not about boasting. It's about honoring your journey and recognizing the effort and resilience that brought you to where you are. Take time to acknowledge your victories, both big and small. Celebrate the moments when you showed courage, the times you chose kindness, and the days you simply kept going. One of the most transformative aspects of radical self-love is learning to speak to yourself with love and affirmation. The way you talk to yourself shapes your self-perception. If your inner dialogue is filled with criticism or negativity, it can be challenging to feel truly loved and valued. Practice replacing self-critical thoughts with affirming ones. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I am worthy, just as I am." Over time, these affirmations can reshape your mindset and strengthen your connection to yourself. Self-love is also about honoring your body. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life, and it deserves care and respect. This doesn't mean striving for a certain appearance, but rather nurturing your body in ways that feel good and supportive. This might involve nourishing it with wholesome food, moving it in ways that bring joy, or simply resting when it needs to recharge. Loving your body is an integral part of loving yourself. Finally, radical self-love is an ongoing practice. It's not a destination you reach, but a relationship you cultivate daily. Some days self-love may come easily, other days it may feel like a struggle. Both are valid and both are part of the journey. What matters is your commitment to showing up for yourself, even when it feels difficult. Over time, this practice will become a source of strength, grounding, and joy. When you practice radical self-love, you transform not only your relationship with yourself, but also your relationship with the world. You begin to radiate confidence, compassion, and authenticity. You attract healthier connections and opportunities that align with your values. Most importantly, you create a life that reflects the deep truth that you are deserving of love, just as you are. Letting go is one of life's most challenging yet liberating practices. It's a process of releasing attachments to people, outcomes, and circumstances that no longer serve your well-being. Holding on often feels safer because it offers a sense of familiarity and control, but it can also weigh you down, preventing growth and peace. Releasing attachments is not about giving up, it's about creating space for new possibilities, healing, and freedom. Attachments are formed when we tie our happiness or sense of self-worth to something external. These might be relationships, material possessions, achievements, or even specific expectations. While attachments can initially feel comforting, they can become restrictive over time, especially when they create dependency or fear of loss. The truth is, nothing in life is permanent. Everything evolves, including people, circumstances, and even our own desires. Recognizing this impermanence is the first step toward letting go. Letting go begins with awareness. It requires you to identify what you're holding on to and how it's affecting your life. Perhaps it's a relationship that has run its course but still occupies your heart and mind. Maybe it's a past mistake that fills you with guilt, or a dream that no longer aligns with who you are. Becoming aware of these attachments allows you to understand why they persist. Are you clinging out of fear, nostalgia, or a sense of obligation? Awareness is not about judgment, it's about clarity, which is essential for transformation. Once you've identified the attachments, the next step is to acknowledge your emotions surrounding them. Letting go can bring up feelings of sadness, fear, anger, or even guilt. These emotions are natural and valid. Instead of suppressing or ignoring them, give yourself permission to feel them fully. Emotions are part of the healing process. They help you process your experiences and prepare to move forward. Remember, you don't have to rush through this stage. Healing takes time and patience. One of the most powerful tools in releasing attachments is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to agree with or condone what has happened. It simply means acknowledging reality as it is, without resistance. When you stop fighting against what you cannot change, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Acceptance allows you to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and responses. Forgiveness is another vital aspect of letting go. This includes forgiving others who may have hurt you, and perhaps most importantly, forgiving yourself. Holding on to resentment or guilt ties you to the past and prevents you from fully embracing the present. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means releasing the power it holds over you. By forgiving, you reclaim your energy and direct it toward healing and growth. Practicing detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about people or outcomes. Instead, it means you stop trying to control them. Detachment is about finding peace regardless of external circumstances. It's a mindset that allows you to appreciate what you have while knowing you can still thrive without it. This doesn't come from a place of indifference, but from a deep trust in your own resilience and the flow of life. Letting go also involves releasing the stories you've told yourself about who you are and what you need to be happy. Often we hold on to identities or roles that no longer fit because they feel familiar or because we fear change. But growth requires shedding old layers and stepping into the unknown. Trust that as you let go of outdated beliefs or self-concepts, you make room for a more authentic version of yourself to emerge. Another key to releasing attachments is cultivating a sense of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you still have. It reminds you that every experience, good or bad, has contributed to your growth. When you approach life with gratitude, you can let go with grace, knowing that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. Self-care is essential throughout this process. Letting go can be emotionally and mentally taxing, so it's important to nurture yourself. This might involve journaling, meditating, seeking support from loved ones, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Self-care helps you stay grounded and reminds you that you deserve peace and happiness. As you practice letting go, remember that it's not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey. There may be moments when old attachments resurface, and that's okay. Growth is not linear, and setbacks don't erase progress. Each time you choose to release, you strengthen your ability to move forward with courage and resilience. Letting go is ultimately an act of self-love. It's a decision to prioritize your well-being over clinging to what no longer serves you. It's about trusting that life has more to offer and that you are capable of navigating whatever comes next. When you release attachments, you create space for new experiences, deeper connections, and greater alignment with your true self. You free yourself to live more fully, with an open heart and a peaceful mind. Trusting the power of alignment is about embracing the flow of life and recognizing that there is a natural rhythm to your journey. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your authentic self, you invite harmony, ease, and purpose into your existence. It's not about forcing outcomes or chasing fleeting desires. It's about tuning into the deeper wisdom within you and allowing life to unfold in its own perfect timing. Alignment begins with self-awareness. To align with your true self, you must first understand who you are and what matters most to you. This requires introspection and honesty. What are your values? What brings you joy? What feels meaningful to you? By answering these questions, you gain clarity about the direction you wish to take in life. Alignment is not about conforming to external expectations, but about living in harmony with your inner truth. One of the most significant aspects of alignment is trusting your intuition. Your intuition is a powerful guide that often speaks through subtle feelings or instincts. When you're in alignment, you'll notice that decisions feel clearer, and the path forward seems less forced. Trusting your intuition means quieting the noise of doubt and fear and listening to the voice within that knows what's best for you. This trust grows stronger the more you practice it, and it becomes a cornerstone of living in alignment. Another essential element of alignment is releasing resistance. Often we create unnecessary struggle by trying to control every aspect of our lives or holding on to things that no longer serve us. Alignment invites you to let go of this resistance and flow with life rather than against it. This doesn't mean passivity or inaction. It means trusting that the universe supports you and that things will unfold as they are meant to. Resistance creates friction, while alignment creates flow. Living in alignment also requires you to take inspired action. When your intentions and energy align, the actions you take will naturally feel purposeful and fulfilling. Instead of forcing outcomes or pushing through obstacles, you move with clarity and confidence. Inspired action feels different because it arises from a place of alignment rather than obligation or fear. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what resonates with your authentic self. Gratitude is a powerful practice that supports alignment. When you focus on what you appreciate, you shift your energy to a higher vibration that attracts more of what you desire. Gratitude helps you recognize the beauty and abundance already present in your life, which fosters a sense of trust and contentment. This trust allows you to stay aligned even during challenging times because you know that everything is unfolding for your highest good. Alignment also involves patience. Trusting the power of alignment means understanding that things may not always happen according to your timeline, but they will happen when the timing is right. Impatience often arises from a lack of trust, while patience reflects a deep belief in the process. When you align yourself with patience, you create space for life's magic to work in ways you may not have anticipated. Boundaries are another crucial aspect of alignment. To stay aligned with your authentic self, you must protect your energy and focus. This might mean saying no to opportunities or relationships that don't resonate with your values. It also means being mindful of the thoughts and beliefs you allow into your consciousness. Boundaries help you maintain alignment by keeping you centered and connected to your truth. Self-care is integral to alignment as well. When you prioritize your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, you create a foundation for alignment to flourish. Self-care is not indulgence, it's a practice of honoring yourself. Whether it's through rest, nourishment, or time for reflection, self-care ensures that you remain connected to your inner balance, which is essential for alignment. Trusting the power of alignment also means embracing the unknown. Life is full of uncertainties, and alignment doesn't guarantee that everything will go according to plan. However, it does assure you that whatever happens will serve your growth and purpose. Embracing the unknown with an open heart allows you to remain aligned even when life feels unpredictable. This trust becomes a source of strength and resilience. Finally, alignment invites you to live with intention. When you align with your intentions, you create a life that reflects your true self and desires. Intentions act as a compass guiding your thoughts, actions, and choices. They remind you of what truly matters and keep you focused on your path. Living with intention helps you stay aligned, even amidst distractions or challenges. When you trust the power of alignment, you begin to notice synchronicities and opportunities that affirm you're on the right path. These moments are not coincidences, they are signs that you're in harmony with the flow of life. Alignment creates a sense of ease and peace, allowing you to move forward with confidence and joy. Ultimately, trusting the power of alignment is about believing in yourself and the wisdom of the universe. It's about releasing the need for control, embracing your authenticity, and allowing life to unfold in its own beautiful way. When you live in alignment, you don't just exist, you thrive, knowing that you are supported, guided, and deeply connected to the essence of who you are.